All right, guys, let's hop in and do a little tour of the course and the structure. I gotta share my screen first. That would be good. Can't take a tour if you can't see the screen. All right, let's try that. So here you will see when you're at your homepage, like I showed you in the welcome video, this is just like your normal news feed. This is where you can expect to see communication from me. If you go to your content tab, here's where you will see all the beautiful, wonderful things. So you will watch the videos that I upload each week. There's lots of content here, and I will start to open that as we get through each week. My goal is to pace you through this, not open everything and have you go in and like binge watch all the videos and learn all the things at one time. So for example, this week you have your Start Here module and your Part 1 module, the World of Marketing, which includes chapters 1 through 5. Within each chapter, you will see stuff. So you're always going to have instructor notes. So that can be for you to use. They're designed for if I'm teaching a class that I'm going to use that as kind of like my guideline. But they're a really great study tool if you like to have kind of an outline for you to kind of know where you're headed in the chapter. I expect you to read every chapter. You'll take a quiz on each chapter. That'll be part of your grade as outlined in the syllabus. And you'll have a video from me for each chapter walking you through the main components. So between the videos that I make and your work at home, the goal is that you'll have a really great foundation for the exams. Depending on the chapter and kind of what's going on that week and kind of what the topic is, you may have a discussion post, you may have a homework assignment, you may have a case study. It just kind of depends on what we're doing. And so, for example, this week, the first week, you'll have chapters 1 through 5, you'll have to get through. And then, and I'm speaking for the 8-week class. If you're in a 16-week class, the 16-week class, you'll have a little bit more time. But for your first unit, you will go in and you'll see the PowerPoint presentation, the video, the overview video. If there is something that is really super important that I really want to dig in on, I'll likely upload a different video to kind of outline that for you as well. Like for example, in this chapter 1, I talk about branding and then I talk about a marketing plan. And so for me, it just kind of depends on what the topic is that week. This textbook is amazing in regards to explaining to you the principles of marketing, which is what the class is called, but it is not great in terms of explaining to you the big picture first. And so for me, this first week, we talk about branding. So you see, I have some other stuff, chapter 1 plus some other stuff. This is that other stuff, because I want you to understand where we're headed. It's kind of hard to know where you're headed if you don't have the roadmap. And so looking at a marketing plan, looking at an abbreviated kind of example marketing plan and really digging into that, and looking at branding and what that means and listening to both of those lectures, it's important to kind of jumpstart you into chapters 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So let's start here. Start here. There we go. One thing I want you to look at, again, is the syllabus. So depending on if you're the 8-week course or the 16-week course, you will have a different set of deadlines. However, you will always start on a Tuesday, for example, tomorrow, the 24th of August, and you will end on that next Monday. That is designed so that you are not taking exams on the weekend, because that was some feedback I got from my students that did this before. They really didn't like that. And B, so that I can be accessible while you're preparing for things. So if you are at the end of the week, like on a Thursday or a Friday, and you're getting ready for stuff, or you have a question on a Monday morning, I can be around to answer those questions and be accessible to you versus like midnight on a Sunday, because that's not feasible for me. That may be great for you, but if you run into a problem or you have a question, not a great way to get a hold of me. So I've structured this in a way that the actual modules end start on a Tuesday, end on a Monday. However, your exams start on a Monday and end the next Tuesday. That is designed so that you can, depending on your schedule, take an exam in the evening or in the morning. Last semester, I had it where everybody was done Sunday at midnight, and a lot of people had issues with that because they were working night shifts or had families or they had other things going on. So this gives you the option to kind of, part of the beauty of an online class is you get options. And so this gives you the option to say, okay, I work on Tuesday morning, so I'm going to have to plan ahead and take my exam on Monday night. Knowing full well that that same day, if you wait until Tuesday, like if you wait until Tuesday of next week to take your first exam for the 8-week kids, that module 2 is going to open that same day. So you're finishing a test for one and you're starting the next module. That can be done. If you want to wait until the last minute at noon on a Tuesday to take your exam, that's fine. Just know that some people may have taken their exam on Monday at 6 p.m. and they start the module 2 at Tuesday morning the next week. So you're going to have to find what works for you and pay really close attention to these deadlines. Like I said, the modules go from a Tuesday to a Monday, but knowing on that Monday, your exam begins at noon on the Monday, the day the module ends, and you have until noon the next day to take it. Also the same day your next module is opening. So if that doesn't make sense to you, please contact me. I've been very meticulous. I've checked this calendar 9 million times. I'm not saying there's not a mistake in here, but my goal is that every week looks like this: Tuesday to Monday. And then on that Monday, you have an exam and it can go into the next Tuesday when your next module starts. So if you see a mistake, please let me know. It was not intentional. That is my goal. The only place that really gets kind of jacked up is in the towards the end of the semester when we run into the end of the 8-week course or Thanksgiving break for those of you in the long semester. So just pay attention to those deadlines as well, because they move up to a Friday instead of Monday. So with that, part of the course, like I said, includes my lectures. It includes the deadlines that are associated with that. It includes the exams that you just saw. It also includes this platform called MindTap. So if you'll look here, you see this little, it's like a little puzzle piece. Couldn't think of the word. Right here, it talks about how to access MindTap. MindTap is the interface that is associated with your textbook. It's kind of like the mirror image of your textbook. All your quizzes are in MindTap. Your quizzes are not in D2L. So you'll have to go in there before the module is over and take those quizzes. So what happens here is a lot of students get tripped up because they're kind of jumping into another platform. There's a video right here that will open that will explain to you how to register and how to get all set up. Inevitably, somebody will have an issue. That is okay. Sometimes technical things happen. For example, I'm trying to get your quizzes set up right now. And if you saw my announcement, it said they're having technical issues. They can't get the grades changed from 25 points to 10 points. It's a crazy hot mess. But my point with all that being, you have to a lot of times talk to the publisher directly to get set up in the way that you're supposed to. But they have set up these beautiful office hours starting today. I guess they're over for today, but starting tomorrow. And there's a Zoom link that you can just get in there and they will help you register and help you get started. But if you want to do it on your own, most of you will be able to do it on your own. You can go to that video and look what happens. The video instructs you to click on a link, quote unquote, click on a link that's associated with MindTap. So right here, that little puzzle piece, that's one of those links. So if it's working for you, it will give you this little sign in. It'll ask you to sign in. I'm already signed in. And then it'll give you a new tab. When you are where you're supposed to be, it will look like this as soon as it loads. There we go. Your quizzes are at the top. Your quizzes are the only thing in this platform that are for a grade. I will repeat. Your quizzes are the only thing in this platform that are for a grade. They're all worth 10 points. For some reason, they can't get this one fixed. So we're kind of on hold there, but that's okay. And then in here, there are all these beautiful resources. There are practice assignments, the chapter itself. So if you want to use the online textbook and not a hard copy textbook, you can do that. There are different assignments. If you really wanted to test your knowledge, see how it says practice, that is not for a grade. And then there are some case studies. You may see those, but I will put those in D2L. Do not do them unless I tell you, or unless you just want to, because you love marketing so much. I don't know. And then there are even flashcards. So as you are getting ready for your test, there's some awesome tools in here that allow you to really study and kind of get on the wavelength of the publisher and what they intended. So again, I will say the quizzes are the only things that are due, that are for a grade in MindTap. I have everything else open because everybody studies differently. Some people want to study by listening to the lectures and looking at the notes. Some people want to study by doing flashcards. Some people want to study by looking at concepts and the assignments. I don't care how you do it. I just want you to do well and learn it. So I leave it all open so that you can kind of choose your own adventure. Remember those textbooks, those little books as a kid where you could choose your own adventure? That's kind of what this is. So if you are in the right spot, this will look like that. Your quizzes are due by the time the modules due. So if you wait until the last minute, if you remember the course calendar, you have an exam right when the module's ending. So don't get yourself backed up where you're taking a bunch of quizzes and then going in and taking your exam and you don't really have time to study, because that's not the intention. The quizzes are there as a learning tool to help you practice for your test, but they're not there to be taken in conjunction with your test. So make sure you work through a chapter, take the quiz, work through the next chapter, take the quiz. And then that will help you start to really work on that long-term memory for your exams, because the goal here is not that you be able to regurgitate vocabulary words to me and be able to outsmart the quiz. The goal is that you learn this stuff so that you can go be like a really awesome grown-up and do awesome things in marketing in the real world. So don't try to cram it all into the very end, because you're going to get yourself in a jam. Technical support right here. So if you have trouble beyond what I've already showed you, you could click around in here. Sometimes this stuff takes a little bit to load, but that's okay. My advice would be to go to this how to access MindTap and hop in these office hours with the publisher if you need help. First, you can always get on here and watch the video real quick. It's not very hard to get all set up, but if you have trouble, that's the way to go. I've kind of shown you an overview of what to expect in the modules. We looked at chapter 1 and some other stuff. Anything that you will need in here, including assignments that are due that week, will all show up within each module. So you'll be able to click, look at video. Like if I have an update or something, I'll post it there for you to kind of use to remember. Sometimes I will try and connect the first chapter with the second chapter, the third chapter with the fourth chapter, things like that. If there's some disconnect there, or I'm getting questions about a certain thing, I'll kind of hop on and make a little video. This is an overview of the chapter, so you can click through there. Here it shows you different marketing components. You can look through there, all kinds of fun stuff. Marketing components type 2, because I don't like to make y'all watch super long videos. Every single module will have learning objectives. It'll have instructor notes. It'll have PowerPoints, and it will have the MindTap resources. So you should be, and as you click through, it should pop you into Kengage. So if you have a quiz due, it's going to take you right in here to the quiz. This is showing access denied because it is all jacked up today. But when you do it, it will work. So there we go. See, open a new window. And then it'll pop you to the next section. So once again, pay close attention to your syllabus and the due dates that are associated with that. The video may not necessarily reflect your course. If you're in a 16-week course or an eight-week course, pay attention to your exact schedule. With that, I will sign off, but please let me know if you have any questions. I have office hours. I've listed those on the syllabus. Remember, they're virtual or face-to-face. So please, please, please do not hesitate to reach out if you're having trouble. Thanks for tuning in, and I cannot wait to start. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.